Hi, it's Ike from Groovy Entertainment. Today we have another book to read for you. Today's book is The Last Puff from 2014. So let's get started. One day, Sir Topham Hatter told the engines that there was some damage tracks at Knapford Bend. All the engines on the railway listened carefully, except Paxton and Thomas, who were laughing at the antics of a duck that was waddling toward the shed. May I remind you to, in particular, not to be silly, Sir Topham Hatter said sternly. You must pay attention. I don't want any accidents. A little while later, Paxton arrived at the broken tracks. As he rode over it, it rattled in, it rattled his radiator, making him laugh. That was funny, he said, grinning. When Thomas arrived at the bend, Paxton got him to try it too. Woo-hoo, Thomas said with a giggle as he bounced along. Get up some speed and go over it really fast, Paxton suggested. So Thomas raced backward around the corner and, oops, bashed right into Toby, who was filling up at the water tower. Water splashed all over and all over Thomas. It put out his firebox. Oh no, Paxton cried. Sir Topham Hatter told me not to be silly, but I was, and now there's been an accident. Paxton rode away quickly and quietly to deliver his trucks to the shut-in yard. When Toby arrived at the shut-in yard, Paxton heard him tell Stafford that Thomas had lost his puff. That sounds serious. Paxton decided that he would go and look for Thomas' lost puff. He would find it. He raced along, looking all around, but he didn't really know what to look for. Then he saw a puff of steam and raced after it, but it turned out to be just Gordon pulling the express. Next, Paxton spotted a fluffy white cloud in the sky. That must be Thomas' missing puff, he said as he hurried towards it. Paxton followed the cloud all the way to Study Castle, where he met Stephen. Hello, Paxton, Stephen said. What are you doing here? Thomas had lost his puff, and I thought that might be it, Paxton told him, looking up at the clouds. Up there? That's just clouds, Stephen replied. Paxton felt rode slowly. He sped away as fast as his wheels could carry him. Paxton realized he didn't know anything about a steam engine puff because he was a diesel engine, but he knew someone who did know about steam engine, Victor, whose job it was to repair them. Paxton hurried to the steamworks to find Victor. He asked Victor if he had a spare puff for Thomas. This made Toby, who was at the steamworks for repair, laugh. Puff just means steam, Toby explained to Paxton. When Thomas bumped into me, his firebox got wet. Steammen can make with a steam can't make puff when their fire goes out. Once again, Paxton felt silly, but he cheered up again when he realized that Thomas would just be fine just as soon as his firebox dried out. As Paxton sped back to the water tower, he heard a cheerful peep, and there was Thomas puffing around the corner. You're okay, Paxton said happily. Yes, I found my lost puff, Thomas joked. At last, I learned something today, Paxton said, smiling. That puff just meant steam, asked Thomas. Yes, Paxton. Paxton says so smiling, but also that's when Sir Topham Hatter told me not to be silly. I shouldn't be silly. And Thomas wholeheartedly agreed. So that was The Lost Puff from 2014. If you like, subscribe, share, and comment, have a groovy day with another video coming out real soon.